So you want to study, how did they get there?
There's so many lessons to be learned in this film, and part of it really is about who Mike Nichols is and how he works.
Mike Nichols came from theater and had some huge successes before he started directing movies.
I'd seen one play Mike Nichols directed on Broadway, Barefoot in the Park, oozing brilliance, meaning the detail, the character, the staging. And I came across Webb's novel, The Graduate, and loved it. So on a hunch, I sent Mike the book.
Chuck Webb, the author of the novel, had a clear and original insight into the ever-present theme of a generation's alienation from the adults above them.
Nichols said, I identify with this boy. I want to do this.
Example of an artist discovering what film can do. Because you have Mike Nichols, who is this brilliant stage director who you really see discover all the tools that are available to you in film.
Do you want to try and tell me why you did it?
I think one of the things that makes Mike Nichols' direction in this movie so extraordinary is that he's really drawing from two traditions. It is a visually amazing movie. It feels very up to the minute.
Better to talk to him and not to have sex. Nichols doesn't move his camera a lot in that. He lets the actors work out a rhythm, a comic rhythm.
Do you want to tell me about some of your college experiences?
Oh, my God.
He's using all this amazing cinema, but he's also using the best of theaters.
Benjamin, don't you ever take that girl out.
He's using actors just kicking ass and grabbing us by the throat.
This is the sickest, most perverted thing that ever happened to me. And you do what you want, but I'm getting the hell out.
Are you?
When we got around to casting, we kind of thought that everybody in it would be tall and blonde because it took place in Southern California where everybody is, as we call them, a surfboard.
When they first conceived of the movie, in fact, they were thinking more along the lines of Robert Redford.
We read hundreds of actors. Nothing clicked with us. Mike turned to me one day, he said, Terman, you SOB, you got me in a movie that can't be cast.
And acted like he was short and dark.
Very good, sir. I'll have a porter bring it in.
Oh, no.
There were people who objected to Dustin Hoffman playing the lead. It was a very radical decision.
Do you find me undesirable?
Oh, no, Mrs. Robinson. I think you're the most attractive of all my parents' friends.
Mike Nichols really fought for it and in a sense put himself on the line. But I think he was very smart and he realized that America was changing and that Hollywood needed to change. He realized that America was ready to look at actors who looked more like they did.
To Benjamin, all the kinds of vulnerabilities that had not been associated with leading men.
Get away from that door.
I want to say something first.
Jesus Christ.
Here was someone who was anxious, neurotic, uncertain, and who was incredibly appealing because of this.
Dustin Hoffman in that role, he has this unique ability to suffer on screen, and there's no one who does it with the complexity and with the endearing qualities that he has.
He approaches every character from a sense of humor, and I think that's something beautiful about The Graduate. The first time you saw him on screen, he already brought that quality with him.
Benjamin.
Yes?
Thank you for taking me home. I'll see you soon, I hope.
Early in the film, when he's so full of angst, he keeps letting out these little yips. Little squeaks of discomfort. He's so upset that the anxiety is leaking out of him.
This that he does, that's straight from Nichols, which Mike does when he's feeling uncomfortable about something. So Dustin grabbed that and put it in.
You can tell Nichols' love of actors. He's giving them enough freedom to assume their role and each do their own thing.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yeah.
Hi, Ben. What are you doing with yourself these days?
Oh, not too much.
Here was Mike Nichols presenting a movie that had such a fresh take on the real internalized and philosophical struggles of being young in America in 1967.
There was really this clear distinction between generations where, you didn't trust anyone older than you.
There's a scene in the movie which I think is huge.
Mr. McGuire.
Ben.
Mr. McGuire.
Mr. McGuire says, Benjamin, step outside, I need to talk to you.
Of kind of the middle-class crisis that was going on at the time.
Benjamin doesn't have that much dialogue in the movie. And these songs became Benjamin's voice, in a way. The score was songs that were previously existing from two different albums, Sounds of Silence and Scarborough Fair.
You'd already heard a number of those songs, and so it kind of added an instant sort of resonance. You brought all your Simon Garfunkel feelings to it.
The Graduate was groundbreaking in terms of the use of existing pop and rock songs on a soundtrack. It's hard to imagine now, some 40 years later, because it's so commonplace. But in 1967, it had not been done.
And the only thing that was written for the movie turned out to be the song Mrs. Robinson.
As it happened, Simon was working on a song called Mrs. Roosevelt.
And Nichols immediately thought, Roosevelt Robinson.
Sets it up so that you're looking at Elaine's face, and then you can see her mother appear in the doorway.
What? That woman, that older woman that I told you about?
You mean that
Yes,
one?
the married woman. That wasn't just some woman.
What are you telling me? Benjamin, will you just tell me what this is all about?
Looking like the opposite of Elaine. Everything's sad and broken and cynical.
Katharine Ross just goes from being charmed by Benjamin to realizing how much he's betrayed her, and it's all done in one shot.
She sees her mother, and the camera racks her into focus as tears fill her eyes.
Oh, no.
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's one of the most sublime moments in cinema as far as I'm concerned. And then the thing that Nichols does is there's not really a Frank Capra ending. They sit down on the bus, which was an ending that confused me until I grew up.
He smiles, she smiles, neither of them smile. And then they just kind of sit there like, whoa, we have done something really heavy. We don't really know each other. This could all go horribly wrong.
But the reality of that last shot, it's just the camera kept rolling and they didn't know what to do. And they just kind of settled into these vacant expressions.
They were just supposed to be smiling. There wasn't supposed to be this very ambiguous, powerful ending. So when they ran that later in dailies, Nichols said, that's a hell of a moment. And they used it.
The moment of uncertainty between Elaine and Benjamin on the bus at the end is really an actor's moment that Mike was smart enough to keep the cameras rolling, capture, and leave.
That I'm just drifting.
Mike Nichols definitely took a lot of chances with The Graduate, the way it was shot, the way he told the story. But at the same time, it paid off hugely because it hit a nerve of American culture and actually worldwide.
You know, one of those agitators.
What?
One of those outside agitators?
Oh, no.
I hate that. I won't stand for it.
It really became a sort of cultural phenomenon that you had to see. And people went back and saw it over and over again.
There were even kids saying the lines before the characters were saying them. And I thought, oh, don't say plastics 30 seconds before he says it.
Plastics.
But instead of being a wrecked joke, it was like they were singing a song together.
You don't respect me terribly much either, do you?
No, sir.
What?
No, sir.
Don't shout at me, Ben.
I remember when the Oscars came up that year, it was like the generation gap was sort of enacted in the Oscars. And I remember being incredibly disappointed that In the Heat of the Night won Best Picture, even though I liked In the Heat of the Night. But it seemed from another generation, and the Academy wasn't quite ready to honor the Bonnie and Clydes and Graduates, you know, although they did give Nichols the Best Director.
How many gods of cinema smiled on this movie? They had the music, they had the script, they had the visual approach, and they had Dustin, you know? It's a real testament to what you can do. They break all these rules.
When you watch The Graduate, you're reminded of, oh, right, you know, in a film you can...
Everything is intentional, everything is planned. These are not mistakes that someone made the best of. This is all gold.